to Jordan Clarkson to go in there and to just to just dominate when he needs to. So shout out to him.
Well, 30 plus team assists again, 34. Now 12-0 on the season with 30 assists. I mentioned this already 3 or 4 times on the show, so I hope the audience doesn't get sick of it. But again, when you see the ball move on this team and they score, it's an automatic win. And you're now seeing it not only on the offensive side, we're seeing it on the defensive side as well.
Right.
20 fast break points tonight. That was big.
Right. So again, everything like you said, everything was clean. You saw even Cat, Cat trying to find some momentum scoring wise. Had back-to-back possessions within the second quarter where he backed up. I think it was Alex Sarr that was guarding him in that second quarter and just yammed it on him. Did not even care. And that's what you like to see from Cat. And Clyde kind of talked about it when it came to Cat, that he's playing very well just based off not only scoring but being able to I always use the word facilitate. And
so let me stop you right there. Now, we're both not going to sit here and lie to the audience and say Cat's back.
Yeah, no, of course not.
Right?
Yeah, right.
But what has been most impressive to you about Carnegie Towns over in these last 4 or 5 games, or even 7, if you want to say? For me, it's his mentals. I feel like he's mentally engaged. I feel like he's being held accountable. I feel like he's playing with a higher IQ. He's not getting bad fouls. That has been the difference to me at Carnegie Towns, is his mental approach to this game. What is it for you, Top? Is it also that, or are you seeing something different?
No, it's that. It's that. You got to understand, it goes back to the conversation of what I was saying when it comes to him seeing everything that's been going on the last couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? People want to criticize him and say that, he's this, he's that. He should have never said what he said. But like I said, when we look at it from both perspectives and we look at it from a player perspective, this is a guy that wants to be here. This is a guy that understands just last year I was part of something bigger. And now we're trying to recreate that. So to go from that to being involved in possible trade talks, you got to understand, as an athlete, no matter who you are, that's going to mess with your head a little bit. So that probably took him out the zone for a bit. But we obviously don't know.
Why do you think that was, though? And I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
Why do you think? Do you think he just took it really to heart? Like, yo, I was an all-star for you guys, 25-14. Or is it just like, yo, or he felt betrayed? Like, what do you think it is?
No, I
think it's a combination of that.
I think it's that. Again, like I said, when you're an athlete, and number one, he's been involved in a big trade already. It's hard enough to leave a city and a team that drafted you, that they basically were trying to build with you. They drafted another superstar in Anthony Edwards to put with you so they could win with you. They automatically moved you. So that's tough in it itself. He said it himself, but he adjusted to New York last year. He adjusted with Jalen Brunson. He adjusted with OG Anunoby. He knew Tom Thibodeau. Everything he was fine. He was finding comfortability as a New York Knicks last year, and to a certain extent, it worked. You saw what we did with him. So him understanding that and him being like, yo, I've built something with these guys. So then automatically looking at the organization like, yo, are you guys are really having conversations about moving me when all I've done is give everything that I could to this team. I've went from one city to another and I've built the chemistry with these guys. From a player and an athlete perspective, you got to understand, it doesn't matter who you're trading him for. People are like, well, Cat has to understand he's in conversation for Giannis. It doesn't matter, because there's no guaranteed if you move Cat for Giannis that we get back to an ECF with Giannis. There's no guaranteed. I don't care what you say. It doesn't matter what accolades Giannis has. There's no guarantee that that's going to happen again. So for him, who can have that under his belt, he's probably looking at it like, damn, like I just got here last year. You guys traded for me. Now you guys want to move me after what we did? It would hurt. But again, as time went on, and I think it has a lot to do with the article that came out where it exposed that, where he was upset about the whole trade talks within the Bucks in the summer. I'm sure Mike Brown, I'm sure Brunson all had a conversation with him and was like, listen, bro, nothing's going on as of right now. So you're here. We need you here. We need you at your best. We want you here. Let's go. Let's pick this shit up and let's get back to where we were at last year because you are a pivotal piece of this team. And that's probably what it is. And again, I think it also has to do with, I don't mean to get long-winded, but I think it also has to do with Cat having a conversation with Mike Brown in terms of, yo, what can I do to not only fit in your system, but for it to fit to where it works for not only me, but for everybody. And that's what you're seeing right now. I think that's why it's working for him. Because again, you're talking about Cat as just a scorer, but now you're seeing more than that. You're seeing more of a facilitator as a first option than a scoring.
I mean, tonight it's weird because when he plays against these lottery teams, he goes off and he plays fantastic,
Right.
especially in the post, and that's what I'm most happy about. But I know when we go against contenders, he's not going to be able to do those same moves that he's able to pull up tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he's got to get the shooting back. If he gets the shooting back, I think that'll help him out in the post because at least he has two facets to the game. He could shoot, he could, shoot out on top of the key, whatever it is, 3-point line, and he could take it to the rack. He doesn't got to be perfect, but I was impressed with him in the second quarter. I think he had 4 or 5 field goals at one point in the paint, all in the paint in a row.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 3 in a row, not 4. Right. But it was impressive to watch, so I was happy about that.
Right. Yeah. Again, that second quarter is when he really came alive, and they started feeding him the ball more. He found his footing in the paint, and again, that's being able to trust him and understand. When he's hot, he's hot. Feed it to him until the Wizards find the way to make a defensive adjustment to stop him. Keep feeding him the ball. And, he found his way. I mean, again, I'll go back to what Clyde said. Clyde said the last time he played the Wizards, he had 33 points against Alex Sarr, just Alex Sarr guarding him. And this is the Wizards' best player. So him dominating the way he did today, obviously it wasn't as it was last year. Like I said, 33 points against Alex Sarr. But again, being able to get out of his funk the last 7 games that we have won and him kind of getting into a different element, at the end of the day, that's all you need.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of talk, on Knicks Twitter and MYKX. A lot of people say he's soft. A lot of people don't think he's a New York player. And I get it. I understand that. But he did show last year he can, take over a playoff game. He did.
Right.
Again, I don't think he's a perfect fit here, but when he's at his best, he's better than most options that are on the table. I mean, I'm not talking about Greek Freak. I'm talking about like getting Vucevic back or getting, KP back or Zion even, like he is better. He does show up more. He plays more. When you saw the James Harden trade, what was your first reaction?
They got better offensively, but they got worse defensively. So they upgraded offensively, but they got a little bit worse defensively. I think the one thing that is in question is that backcourt between him and Donovan Mitchell. You're talking about 2 ball dominant guards that need the ball to not only score and do what they do, but my thing is they have to figure out, now that they lost Darius Garland, who is going to be less of a scorer and who's going to be the facilitator. Obviously, it needs to be James Harden because James Harden's going to be your number 1 point guard. But at the same time, you need Harden to score when he's at his best, and that's the risk that the Cavaliers take right now. Where Darius Garland, yes, he'll score at times, but he was able to push the pace in that offense and be able to distribute the basketball to get certain guys involved. You're not going to have that with James Harden. James Harden is not an assist guard. He's more of a scoring guard. So
he's a facilitator too. He's definitely a facilitator.
Not as good as Garland though. That's the thing.
I mean, he averages more assists, I believe,
than Garland this year alone. Okay, if it's that's incredible because
Harden's usually always at the top of the list. Like it's like Trae Young, Harden. They're usually. I mean, again, I'm just going by my own ball knowledge. I'm pretty sure Harden's always at the top from assists. It's like him and Trae Young. You could look it up.
I'm gonna look that up because I honestly.
Matter of fact, pull it up if we can. Let me see.
Honestly thought Darius Garland had more assists this year than James Harden, but I'm looking.
It might be this year, but for their careers, it's Harden definitely.
Third in the league. Oh wow. Okay.
Oh, see.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, he's a high facilitator, Top. Yeah, and I think that's where Jennifer comes in and says they got better. They did.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
right.
No. In terms of this year alone, yeah, he's averaging more assists than Darius Garland. Yes.
I mean, last year, I want to say he's been top 3 the last 3-4 years. I want to say he's always up there. It's like Trae Young and then him.
Right. No, I
You know?
honestly didn't know. Then again, you're talking to somebody that really doesn't watch James Harden that much.
Yeah, you don't like his game, I guess. I take it.
No. He's one of at this age, the way he's still playing, you gotta commend it. Like that's why I see
He
why
cannot play defense though. That's why this matchup doesn't scare me. Like
that's why I said they got worse defensively. I mean,
yeah.
they were still bad defensively with Garland, but they got worse. You're not gonna. There's no defense in that backcourt. You're counting on Evan Mobley and Jared Allen to carry most of the defensive pressure on that team.
I would be more scared of Orlando, and Orlando's a mess, than I am of James Harden in Cleveland.
We struggle more with Orlando than we do Cleveland.
Exactly, and that's why I say that. I'd be more scared as the 76ers than I would.
As a physicality, just size. They kill us in size.
Exactly.
That's So
I think would pack Cleveland in probably 5.
Yeah,
where we're playing right now, easy.
I agree. Bro, the Cavs never worried about. I was never worried about the Cavs. Like that's the one thing where everybody keeps talking about. Like in the beginning of the season, they're like, "Yo, Cleveland might do." No, they won't. There's a reason. There's a reason Indiana did what they did to them in the first round. Like they were leading the conference all year in first place, and then Indiana just comes and just dominates the way that they did. There's a reason for that. And I don't want to get Mobley being hurt. No, that's no excuse, man. There's no excuse because
let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
You look at the East. Mm-hmm. We look at Detroit. We gotta hope and pray Detroit doesn't do anything.
Correct.
Can we get out of the East if we don't make a move?
It depends. It depends on your bench. And the reason why I say that is because you don't necessarily need to make a move for your starting rotation, because at the end of the day, I think the only starter you can possibly get if you're going to make a move within the starting rotation is Giannis, but I don't think they're going to get him. I think you need to get a bench piece. And here's why. One, you need a bench to go win a chip. And him not playing guys like Clarkson, him being a toss-up with Diawara at times. Diawara, there are times where Diawara doesn't come in the game. There are times where Diawara does come in the game.
He's inconsistent. Diawara is an inconsistent player.
The thing with Huck Porty, like if your bench is not used in a certain amount of time, there's a good chance you're probably not going to win. However, a Deuce McBride injury right now is concerning based on what's being reported out there with his ankle.
How long does it look? What's the prognosis on Deuce?
They didn't put a prognosis yet, but they said that they're going to be looking into his MRI results. So it could go good, it could be bad, but he's been out for a pretty while.
And I mean, he's been out during most of this winning game streak, if I'm not right.
Right.
About 5 of these 7 games, 5 or 6 even.
Right. So with that, if it gets to a point where Deuce is not going to be good for the next 2 months, or he's out for the rest of the year,
I don't think it's that long.
I don't think so. I think so either. But what I will say is they'll probably go get themselves a bench piece, whether it is a Jose Alvarado, whether it is the dude from San Antonio. I had a brain fart. At least you can upgrade the bench with another defensive scorer, to where at least you have more length on the bench and you can trust your starters to keep that chemistry going, and then go out there and play some really good ball against a top team like Detroit. But it just depends on what your starters do at the end of the day. You bench more. That's what I
would. If I was the Knicks, and I spoke about this last night on one of the spaces. If I'm the Knicks, I'm calling up LA.
Correct.
And I'm asking them what it's going to take to land Zubac. Now, he's at 19, 20 million, something like that. You're going to have to trade Mitch.
100%.
Yabu's probably going to be in that deal. And Deuce McBride might be in that deal.
Mm, mm. If
Or
they
a
Clark,
Tyler Kolek is in that deal.
I'll give up Kolik, but you got it. But you got
But
it.
Mitch would be out.
I'm fine with that. If you're gonna
Now,
get Zubac,
what this does for you in a Zubac deal, and the reason I like this trade
mm-hmm.
is if it's Mitch, Yabu, and one of the young guys and some second round picks, whatever, that gives you a guy that could score, that rebounds, and he scores at a high rate, and he could score in the paint, and he plays more than Mitch. And we have him for next year at a reasonable deal. Where are you at on a Zubac deal?
I mean, I don't think he's that bad.
He is good. He is good.
I just I don't like the McBride piece.
All right.
Because this is the thing. He even with McBride out, Mike Brown is not playing Clarkson right now. You know what I'm saying? He's not playing. He's playing Kolik, but when we're talking about the defensive game that Deuce McBride brings to the Knicks, Kolik doesn't bring that. I need someone equally as Deuce McBride to fill that spot. And that's and then again we're talking about a Deuce McBride that's elevating every year. He's not going downwards. He's been elevating in terms of his game. So I'm gonna give that for yeah, of course, if it was a 1-for-1 Mitch for Zubox, I'd do it. But I only do it because you kind of save yourself from being in a situation where you're losing a center in free agency.
Correct.
That's the Clippers' problems now. We don't have to worry.
Now Zubac isn't the rebounder Mitch is, so you're gonna lose a little bit there. But
risk, right?
He does play. He could play more minutes. He could score, and he could block shots. I mean, he's not the defensive presence Mitch is, but you do have him locked up, and I do think he's on a really good contract.
What is he making right now? Like,
I want to say 19 or 20 million. I'm going to look it up right now, as a matter of fact.
So if
hold on.
If he's making 20, that already saves you from having to pay Mitch 20. Because wouldn't Mitch get 20 in free agency?
Easy.
That's a prediction. So it's.
But I would think Deuce would have to be in that deal.
Damn,
because they could potentially lose Mitch in free agency, unless they want to keep him.
But that would be what the only signing they could make, right? Because then that puts them in the second apron, close to second apron.
No. Well, they just got rid of Harden, so they definitely save some money. Let me see.
You're talking about Clippers, of course. Yeah.
Clippers, yeah. So Zubac's only had 18 million, man. It goes 18, 19, 20. Also, Jennifer said she would trade for Zubac. I guess she would do what I said.
So what? That final year, his deal, he's making 20 mil?
Yeah, 18, 19, 20. So he's got two more after this. And now the Clippers are at the first apron.
Yeah, because they moved away from Harden.
And if they cut a player, they could get under the first apron. Interesting. What did New York Sports' Steve Popper said Hart and Dubois walked out of the arena? Well, they both sprained their ankle tonight, New York Sports.
Well, he said what? That he's moving well? That's a good sign. So.
And again, Gideon, shout out to you, bro. Appreciate you on YouTube, man. Hit that sub. My guys who I would like at the trade deadline, obviously I'd love Zubac. I don't really think it will happen. But if my second choice would be Jeremy Sohan, could be unlikely too. My third choice would be Alvarado. So in that order. And fourth choice, Sadiq Bey. 7 in a row. Yep, defense is back, brother. Yep, you're not kidding. Where are you at with the trades?
I don't think the Sadiq Bey thing would happen because
I don't think so either.
I
don't think Zubac's going to happen either. But I'm just.
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels like the Jose Alvarado thing is up their alley. Like they like what he brings.
New York Sports, you're bugging on Deuce. He'll be back. Don't worry. He's always back. He's tough.
It's not just soreness. He wouldn't be out that long. I mean, Listen, yeah,
Ankles are fragile, man.
it would have to. I would think that they would probably try to upgrade the bench more. But again, it's a weird thing with the bench because again, you're not playing these guys consistently. Your best bench player that what you would think he would be Jordan Clarkson. He's barely playing. He only got minutes because of one bench player already going down. Um, it's a hard situation. I think they would have to get themselves a Sohan or a Jose Rondo. That's where I think that's what I think
Gonna
they.
be tough. What's your take on DeSumo on the Bulls?
Oh, he's pretty good.
He's good. He's small, but he plays long. I think his wingspan is like 6'10" or something. Same as Deuce. He's a small guy, but with the wingspan, he's like, he's like a 6'9", 6'10" guy.
It's funny
But
too.
I think you would have to trade Deuce to get him, and then you got to pay DeSumo in the offseason. So I'm out on DeSumo.
Yeah, me too. Honestly, that's a tough one. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, this is because you know what it is. A lot of these trades, bro, that you're saying involve Deuce, and I think that's a tough one. I think you got him on a good contract, and he's playing well for the money that you have him on. He's elevating every year, so it's like to move him, and you're moving him for players
You
that.
have to upgrade. You have to upgrade a starting position to move him, in my opinion.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Right, like not a bench.
right now. Yo, we'll put Giannis. We'll put trade in Deuce in our Giannis deal. Okay, I can.
Yeah, fine.
That, but like for a bench deal, no, because even when he does come back from injury, he still plays well. I can't.
And he's making $4 million.
Right. So
New York sports, you killing me tonight, bro.
Saying Deuce will be fine when he gets hurt. He stays out of a nice amount of time, and it's been the ankle a few times. Hart will be back, and Mo, I don't know enough to form an opinion on his timeline. Also, someone posted a source saying it's not just soreness. They're getting more opinions, and it could be something more, and that's concerning. Well, the only reason why I'm kind of questioning the second part that you said, New York Sports, is because you said someone posted a source. Unless you can't tell me what that source is, I won't believe it till I see it. Not saying that you're wrong, but I've seen this in baseball too. People go on lives and spaces talking about I saw a source that said this and this.
Yeah.
Never show us the source.
Do you think the Knicks are going to show their hand if he really is hurt?
Yeah, nah, bro. I'm not.
Gideon says MPJ. I would love him, Gideon, but you'd have to send Mikal back, and they probably want another 5 picks. So we don't do deals with the Nets. So, and if we do, we get ripped off.
The fact that we got Mikal, and even though it was a fucking lopsided trade within the picks that we had to give up, the fact that we even got Mikal from them, I'm surprised they didn't pivot.
Ridiculous.
I'm surprised. When I heard that, I was like, wow, I'm surprised they didn't pivot. I'm surprised they didn't just look at the Knicks and be like, get the hell out of here. So
what where do you think we stack right now in the NBA? I'm going right now. Here it is. Here's my top 5. OKC, Detroit, San Antonio.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say Denver. And then I think Knicks and Rockets are tied for 5.
I'm going to go OKC. I'm going to go Denver.
Oh, you put them above Detroit?
Yes. I think with Denver fully healthy against Detroit, I think Denver's still better. Then I put Detroit. Then I'll go Detroit 4. I'll go San Antonio. I'll go 3. Excuse me, San Antonio 4. CP, a franchise said that about McBride top 1. Okay, all right. Well, no, CP he's valid.
Yeah, he's also not in the Knicks locker room, and he's not on the health stats. So shout out to CP, does wonderful things, but I think CP is also, speculating as well. Maybe he knows somebody, maybe he does. I don't know. I could be wrong.
What did I say? I said
you had OKC, Denver, Detroit, I think San Antonio.
And then I have us as 5. Top. Yeah, I'll probably put Houston there because honestly, if you're gonna compare like Houston and the Celtics, or like even Philly, I think Houston beats both of them. So
I agree.
I think that combination right there with the Knicks and Houston, I think you're on the money with that because then everybody else is a switch up.
Yeah, and then after that, you have like you got to put probably Minnesota 5. Excuse me,
Well, I
6.
think that the
Or,
West kind of takes over that list because there's just so many teams in the West that's better than what we have in the East.
yeah, like Phoenix.
Right, right,
Like
exactly.
like they
Right.
don't have any. Well, they have a star in Booker, but they're really good.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
they
yeah,
play as a team very well.
yeah. No. If you just watch their games, they look so complete, bro. Like they,
Chad says OKC, Detroit, San Antonio, Denver, New York. I think that's what I had. Right? No, I had Denver above San
like
Antonio.
Denver, but I don't know, man. I feel like you put
But I had Knicks and Houston even.
I feel like if you put Nuggets and Detroit in a 7-game series in the finals, I think Denver would come out of that, man. I don't see Detroit just
Well, the only thing where Detroit would give Denver a hard time is with their physicality. They
but
play physical.
I
And
also
sometimes like OKC plays Denver very physical, and that's how they usually have the upper hand. But sometimes Denver just is so offensively gifted, they could just go off. So that's where, it's kind of like I would favor Detroit over Denver right now.
right.
A couple months from now, I might change that take.
Yeah, you know what? It's still crazy to this day how how Detroit just became good. Like the building that it's crazy.
Well, drafting, developing,
Oh,
and
right. But it's
all
crazy.
nice free agent signings.
We've seen that develop within times, like just watching them, like playing them against the Knicks, and you're like, Detroit's nothing now. This is when they lead the league. It's like, oh my god, they're so dangerous now.
Gideon says if Minnesota snatches Freak, they're winning. Hey, if OKC snatches Freak, they're winning. If Detroit snatches Freak, they're winning it.
Yeah, you're also talking about.
I don't think Freak's getting traded at the deadline. I don't see it. I think it's the off season.
I do think that if he does get traded, it's to Minnesota. I do believe the report about Minnesota gearing up to.
But honestly, do you like that return? I mean,
the thing
Jaden McDaniels. I forgot who else is in the deal, but it's headlined by Jaden McDaniels. I think the Miami Heat's package is better.
Oh no, of course.
Because you're getting Ware, you're getting White Boy, and then you're getting Hawkes, and you're getting like 2 picks, and there's somebody else in that deal too.
Right.
So I kind of think the young players are better there from Miami. Yeah. But I think they're gonna wait till the offseason so they get 4 picks.
Yeah, that's what Shams was saying, that if they do wait in the offseason, the return might be greater than what it would be now. Yeah.
Detroit does have the experience. They have it last year, brother.
Minnesota gets Giannis. That's crazy. I think. Yeah, I agree. I agree with New York Sports on that one.
I don't think Giannis would want to stay in Minnesota, though.
I mean, he does have the option to choose where he wants to go as well, but yeah, that's I know word, right? It's like why?
Would you want to stay? You just came from Wisconsin.
Yeah, you'd rather
Wisconsin sucks.
Yeah.
Minnesota's like cold. I don't. What's in Minnesota? Like if I'm Giannis, I want to go to New York. I want to go to LA. I want to go to Miami.
Right.
I want to go to San Antonio. I want to go where there I could win. OKC.
Right.
If I got Minnesota, he goes there. They're not necessarily guaranteed they're going to win.
Right. Yeah.
So
I would think Miami would be a better situation for him.
I think Miami's the best situation.
He's with Spoelstra. Woo. Spoelstra will have him in a much better situation.
And again, I don't want Freak if he costs all our swaps, all our draft picks, all our, if it's Towns, I could live with it. But Freak, man, I think Freak's got like 2 or 3 more years. That's it.
Yeah, unless
2 or 3 more years, that's it.
Unless the Bucks are willing to do a trade, a 1-for-1, where it's like, yo, we'll just give us Cat at this point. We're not going anywhere. All right, then I'll do it. But they're not going to do it. So, you got to capitalize on that. He's still in his prime right now. That's your superstar. You got to get a great return for that.
Right.
Yeah, it's not. And again, another team that I don't think anybody's talking about that I did believe at one point could probably do it is Golden State, but you know
Well, they have the draft picks,
you have it. That's what I'm saying.
but I don't know. Do they want Kaminga and Podemski?
I don't think they want Kaminga, but I think they don't want to give up Przensky right now.
Well, they're gonna have to.
Right, that's the tough part.
I mean, what are they kidding? Like, come on.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's the tough part. That's
Yeah, like get lost.
yeah. Look, like Golden State right now. Golden State's 8th right now. And they're looking at a situation where if you're not going to pursue nothing, you probably make the play-in, but you're out either in the play-in or in the first round. Steph Curry's not getting any younger. Steph Curry's about to be 38. Like, you know, try to pair him up with a superstar right now to see what your chances are. That Jimmy Butler shit really hurt him.
Yeah,
Really did. Like that. I feel bad, man. Curry just wants to make the playoffs as much as he can before he retires, man.
I mean, how much more is Curry gonna go? You know, I mean, what has he got? 3 more years, maybe tops.
Probably, yeah, but
I mean, he's what 37 now.
Well, wouldn't you want to capitalize on those 3 years before?
Of course, I would try to get Giannis.
That's what I'm saying.
I just if on the Bucks, I don't want their package. I don't think Kuminga's that good.
I don't know. It's just that with the Bucks, it's like, okay, again, it goes back to what I said. You want to make sure you get the best package.
Right. I think the Miami package is the best.
Fucking Pat Riley, bro. Ugh, some way, somehow, he ends up finding a way to win. Ugh.
But even if he gets him, besides Freak, who do they have? They have Bam. Tyler Hero's gone. Who's their guards? Hawkes is gone. Like they still need a point guard and a shooting guard for that.
Right.
So are they necessarily that much better?
Nah.
They're better in the front court.
But
they're gonna play. They're gonna go from the fastest team in the NBA to the slowest. They have the highest pace in the NBA right now.
That's an interesting situation.
It is.
Interesting situation. I would love to. I'm telling you, this whole thing with Giannis is very draining. Like this reminds me of the Juan Soto situation. Like honestly, even though it's a different circumstance because it's a player signing compared to a
trade.
Player, yeah, even though the trade deadline is 2 days away, you're kind of like, yo, bro, can we? I just decide. Like everybody keeps talking about it. It's just like, dude, enough. Like. And again, no disrespect to Knicks fans whatsoever, but I gotta be realistic. You know we don't have the package they want. And Leon Rose, as much as everybody wants Leon Rose to really just pull the plug and just say, "Yo, just get him," he would be stupid to do that. Like you rather just take your chances in the offseason if you're Leon Rose. Like hoping that the Bucks don't trade him and the Bucks just wait to the offseason. You're better off just trying to be like, all right, what?
And you gotta hope he says, you know what? Fuck you. I want to go to New York.
Yes. Right.
That's the hope.
Right.
And again, Top is Giannis really the perfect fit for the Knicks?
That's what I'm saying about Cat, but everybody wants to put their emotions in check, man. Everybody wants to put their emotions.
I don't think Cat's the best fit.
No,
I don't.
Brother, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Listen. I don't want to come off like I'm some basketball guru or that I used to be a coach or whatever. But for all of us that know basketball, know the sport, we all know that chemistry is the biggest thing on any team. It doesn't matter if you're a team that loses a lot or if you're a contending team. Chemistry is the most important thing. I'd rather deal with
chemistry takes time, Top. It takes time. It doesn't happen overnight.
No, right. But that's my point. If I'm going to give all my assets to get Giannis, there's no guarantee that if I get the guy, that the chemistry between him and Jalen Brunson is going to work. However, I do know one chemistry that works a little bit better than what I know about that, and that's Cat and Brunson. Like again, to me, it just doesn't. It doesn't fit right now. It doesn't. And I love Giannis. I think any team would go in for Giannis. But for us, we got to be realistic. It does not fit right now. In all
Now,
season, you want to take that chance? Yes, you could do
now
it.
Randy says you're not winning without a Giannis type player. They need that star.
Okay.
The only thing my question here's this, Randy. You get Giannis, and you have literally like 26 games or 30 games, not even, left to piece together all this chemistry, all the C words, cohesion, all that stuff, coaching. I don't know if it works this year.
I don't know. Listen, all I know is
It
that
would work next year, maybe.
I agree.
And that's going to take 40, 50 games.
All I know is that if they go in by some magical way and the Bucks say, "Yo, we like the Knicks package," and they give up a Deuce, they give up an OG or hell and even McHale. I know for a fact, and I'm speaking to Knicks fans solely, that if the Knicks don't get back to the Eastern Conference Finals or they lose in the Eastern Conference Finals with the Giannis, that you guys are gonna start blaming Leon Rose, or you guys are gonna be pissed that happened. I just know it. I know how Knicks fans work. It's the same thing. Instead of actually saying, "Hey, we made the Eastern Conference with Giannis, win or lose." Now we have a full summer to just let everything out and build on that chemistry. I know how it is. I know how y'all work. The only reason why it didn't work with Cat, why you didn't put that on Cat, was because it was the first time we made the ECF and we made it with him. But now expectations are different. You have to get out of the ECF. It's not make the ECF and that's it. No. You have to make the finals. You have to get out.
And God knows what team you get.
Thank you.
If you get the Thunder, I'm sorry, the Knicks are losing.
Right. Now people are going to be like, well, no, you have to give them a pass if they lose the East. No, I don't. Because
no,
I don't. You gave up your picks from McHale. So now you put yourself in that. You traded for Cat. So now you put yourself in that. You're going to trade him again for another guy who, yes, he's better than him. I understand that. I'm not saying I wouldn't want Giannis, but we have to think realistically about where this team is at, who's in front of us, who we have to go through. And then on top of that, we're dealing with a brother who's dealing with a calf injury that may sideline him for the rest of the year. He's not playing right now. That's what y'all don't understand.
And that could turn into an Achilles.
The Knicks. Thank you. Right. It don't matter what it turns out within the injury. That turns an issue for us. What if he gets traded here and he doesn't play for the rest of the year? If they talk about, his calf is worse now.
Listen, you know what, Top?
You don't like
if the deal is like Cat and Deuce and Mitch and a bunch of young guys and whatever we have in picks, yes, I'll make the trade. Even though he's hurt. Yeah, I'll make it.
But we don't have the picks. So that's the problem.
Right. But I'm saying if it was and they would accept it, I'm just going to make the trade for next year. I don't care.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't get him. I'm just saying ride out this year with what you have. Upgrade on your bench at the deadline, whether that's a Sohan or Alvarado, right? That way you can utilize your bench more and help these guys in the playoffs. And then when you get to the offseason, figure out where the Bucks are at after, if they keep them. Have a conversation and see where they're at. If they're willing, if Giannis comes, even better, if Giannis comes out and says, "Yo, I want to be a Knick." Okay, there you go. You got that part.
Right.
It is. And if you have to give up a Deuce McBride, if you have to give up a Cat or an OG at that point, do it. That's okay. You take a better risk in the offseason. Why? Because now he comes in as a Knick to start the season, and the chemistry can build like that. You have time to build that chemistry. Within this half of the season at the trade deadline, you don't have that time. They need to get that chemistry like that. It's you're running a risk. And then on top of that, think about that. You're running a risk. Then you got to play Detroit. Let's say you played Detroit I wouldn't say in the first round, but when you play the Detroit, you're going to get whooped because that chemistry still needs to develop.
Right. But my point is, if the cost isn't crazy, I'm doing the freak deal now, knowing I might not win this year.
Correct. Right. My problem is realistic.
Because that package doesn't include all the draft picks that we could trade at the end of the year. So that's why I'm more apt, because I don't want to give up all our swaps and all. No.
But you know what?
I'd rather do a multiple player deal.
like a 3-team trade.
Yeah, 3-4 team trade. And like, yo, like I said to you many times before, if we can't get Giannis, I want to be in on the deal. And whoever's getting sent Milwaukee's way, get him rerouted back to New York, like a Bam Adebayo, like a Tyler Hero. You know, somebody like, yo, I'm willing to take the chance. Again, more Bam than anybody else, but that's what I'm open to.
By the way, the Detroit Pistons just beat the Nuggets when we play the Nuggets tomorrow.
Good. Yeah, Nuggets been struggling. Nuggets got their ass kicked on Sunday night. They got their ass kicked tonight.
I literally,
so they're kind of off.
Yeah, I literally I have them beating Detroit in the 7-game series, and look what happens.
Huh?
Jesus. Yeah, I don't know, bro. It's too hard to tell right now. Just because the way I see the Bucks is they're gonna try to fleece. They're gonna try to bleed anybody that's willing to trade for Giannis. Like they're like, yo, we need whatever you have in terms of like a decent package. So, I don't know, bro.
I just think fans need to lower their expectations when it comes to Giannis.
That's what I'm saying. If Shams,
I think we're both saying that.
Right. If Shams is already telling you they're not willing to trade for anybody with anybody unless they have young talent and draft picks, that he came out and said that's what they're looking for. The Knicks don't have that. At least one side, they don't have picks. They don't. Mikal, we gave all our picks to Brooklyn. This is why they tied themselves with that Mikal situation. Unless the Bucks are saying right now, yo, we will take Mikal Bridges off your hands and we'll take those 5 picks because of the picks, then I'll do it. But I don't think they want to take Mikal. Why? Because his contract goes into next year. That's the problem.
Oh, say he's signed for another 4 after this.
Right. No, but that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It goes.
Really, it's 3 because generally they opt out of the last year and they get, So he signed for another 3.
Another 3, but still,
yeah.
Unless they're looking at it from a standpoint of, yo, like we'll take Mikal and then from there we'll say F it at this point because we're not going anywhere. All right, then cool, whatever. But Milwaukee has a chance to be like, yo, unexpectedly we landed where we didn't, but that puts us in a great position in the draft. So technically, why would I want to just take anything to get Giannis off my hands when I could do this the smart way? And we know Giannis loves being in New York because he's here almost every summer. But at the end of the day, it's like from the Bucks' perspective, I'm not going to take your deal because you have less than what I want.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Forget Giannis. Would you trade Mikal Bridges for Miles Turner?
You talking about Miles Turner, the center from the Bucks? Jesus Christ, bro.
Not the best rebounder in the world.
I don't know, man.
He makes less money than Mikal, right?
Does.
He's a starting center, so your problem's solved next year. Do you do that?
Is he a better Is he a better defensive Mitch? Defensive big than Mitch?
He's not a better defensive big. No, not at all.
I mean, he
but
like,
he does. He's not terrible. Let me look up his advanced stats.
Nah, I'd probably stick with Mitch, bro, at this point.
But remember, you got Mitch's is it.
Yeah, no,
and you could get off Mikal and get a starting caliber player.
But you're saying Milwaukee would take Mikal, like straight up.
Correct.
I don't think
Milwaukee would then reroute him.
I don't think they'd do that. Because this is what you're saying. You're saying for us it would be good because you're getting off of Mikal's money and Miles Turner makes less. However, if I'm the Bucks, why am I going to take more money when I'm already paying Miles? I'd rather just pay Miles Turner what we agreed on.
Shooting 39% from 3.
Okay.
This year his field goal percentage is down, but he's generally about 49% from the field. Let's see. His points are down. He's usually like a 15-7 type of guy. He's not the best rebounder in the world. But I don't think what I don't like about it is I would do that trade if Cat wasn't on this team. I think him and Cat are similar. They're like stretch fives.
Hmm.
So the only reason why I bring it up is because of the money.
Nah, I wouldn't. It wouldn't make any sense. Again, yeah, you're in the Knicks perspective, you're getting away from more money. You're taking in less money. But I always look at it from a perspective of Milwaukee. Why take on more money for a guy that
Well, but Mikhail's probably worth more than Turner.
yeah, but then again, it's like you don't know if his flaws are gonna change. You see how we're always wondering, like, when are we gonna get a consistent McHale? We don't. They don't. If Bucks are probably gonna look at that, like, we don't know if we're gonna get that. If it's gonna,
Because Turner's been down.
that's
In
why
a down
I
season.
stick with McHale, because there are times where you kind of see he's gonna get out of his own, and on top of that, he's not that bad of a playoff. Like, he has the playoff experience. So why not stick with him? I think people just, again, at some point as Knicks fans, bro, we're gonna have to get away from the 5 picks. I think that's what it is. Knicks fans are just like, oh, we gave up our picks. We gave up. What's done is done.
Well, the 5 picks don't mean shit. Like again, last year's pick and Milwaukee pick, then it's just 3 picks. It's just where they are.
Yeah.
The 29 and the 31 are going to kill us.
Yeah. I mean,
27, I'm not really worried about, but 29, 31, yes.
Yeah. Nah, tough. I don't. Yeah, I'd rather not. I'd rather just stick with McHale at this point, bro. You would have to give me somebody.
Turner in the playoffs, though, he averages.
He's a good player.
He averaged 4 blocks a game last year in the playoffs.
Yes.
So he is definitely an interior presence.
Yes.
That Cat is not.
Yeah.
And let me give you his.
I think Cat did have a good game against them in our series against Indiana in the ECF, which I was surprised by.
He's like a really good defensive win share guy. I don't know if you're familiar with that stat.
With the win share,
yeah.
That earlier?
He's a very good like defensive win share guy, especially last year, and in the playoffs he went nuts.
Yes, that I know he is, which is it's weird because
it's an interesting deal.
He's a weird cat, man. Because when he in the regular season he's like, but then when the playoffs come, he's just like, he turns into like one of the best players on the team. Like I don't get
defensively, but I think that's more when he was engaged in Indiana. I don't think he's engaged in
Milwaukee.
I mean, who the fuck would be engaged there?
Especially because they're losing so much.
Right? They're not even in the play-in. I mean, that's pathetic.
I don't know, dude. It's up. I wouldn't do it. I see what you're saying, but nah.
I'm throwing out stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to think outside the box.
I see what you're doing. No, I see what you're doing. That's anybody else on Spaces would be like, yo, hey, you're on crack. I don't think you are.
No, they probably would have attacked me a little bit, but I can make a point for him though.
No, of course. His playoff
and then
are what they are.
If you get Turner though, you got to ship Cat out. Like Turner and Randall would have really worked.
Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah, of course. Right, yeah.
Because the Turner stretches the floor, Randall plays the post.
It would have been much better.
Where Turner and Cat play the same area, but Turner can protect the paint, whereas Cat can't.
Right. It would have been much better than Cat. For sure.
Where are you at on Sabonis?
Yeah. In terms of like his use for the Knicks, like if the Knicks were to trade for him, I'd stick with Mitch. I'd stick with Cat. You with Sabonis, a good facilitator.
Great facilitator.
However, defensively, you're kind of you're taking a hit a little bit. So why trade for that when I'm already dealing with that with what I have? Again, I think our players, if you're gonna trade any of our players, I think they got to be in a much bigger trade. I think that's based on where we're at.
New York sports. I think the best Knicks team was the team with Dante, Randall, and Ihart
in 2024.
Correct.
If they didn't get hurt, 2024.
I think that was their best team. But remember, that was with Ihart too.
Yeah, because they got the
now,
best.
if you could find a way to get those 3 back, then we're talking.
They got the best out of Ihart. That's the thing. Once Ihart elevated, everybody else was kind of following his.
Well, he had the floater.
Right. The thing
he still gets offensive boards. He's great.
Right. I think the best feeling about it too is we remember when Mitch got hurt and he wasn't going to be around for a while. We didn't know. We knew iHeart was good, but we didn't know he was going to come alive like that. Like
Right.
when he started doing what he was doing, to me it was kind of like, why the hell weren't we playing this kid over Mitch to begin with? But again, you say that when you started seeing the production that he was giving, he shocked everybody. So it was like one that it kind of put a question on the team. Like I'm sure the players were kind of saying, like, damn, bro, like we just lost our best rebounder. Like, what the hell? Once iHeart put that to bed, I think that's when Brunson, Randall, and everybody else were like, all right, yo, it's go time. It's go time. Now we got to start balling. And they did. They did. Randall single-handedly. I know we lost to the Bucks. It was a game where Randall dropped like 40, like 30, 40 points against the Bucks. Yo, he single-handedly like cooked Giannis by himself. Even though we lost that, yo, he literally went one-on-one against Giannis and cooked him. I said, if we getting this type of Randall, oh, it's over.
It just never worked out.
Yeah, because everybody got hurt.
One guy I have my eye on, and if you notice, I have my eyes on a lot of centers.
Yeah.
Is Nurkic on the Jazz.
Mm-hmm.
He's making $19 million. Final year of his deal. I don't know how you'd match the money up. I mean, it would be probably Mitch and Yabu. But I like Mitch better than I like Nurkic.
That's. I was just gonna tell you that I'd rather keep Mitch.
I like Nurkic in the offseason.
If you're not bringing Mitch back.
No, even if you're bringing him back, you might be able to get him for, Yabu money.
And have him come
$6 million.
Right.
He's never getting a $20 million contract again.
No.
Those days are done.
He hasn't lived up to that.
Right.
Since he got
so if Nurkic came cheaper, I would definitely consider him. Because he could pass. He definitely plays good defense. Mm-hmm. He blocks and all that other stuff.
Right.
So that's where I like him.
Right. Yeah.
Trying to think who else.
I would definitely do that if it's bench purposes. But I think, honestly, call me crazy, Eddie, but I think they do want to bring Mitch back. I think they're willing to pay him whatever he wants, just because they know how important he is when he's.
They're gonna go over that second apron.
I think for Mitch, I think they're willing to do it.
For 1 year, they got to do it. It can't be for 2.
Honestly, let me ask you a question. And you would probably have to search it up. I can search it up. But is there any free agent right now? But if they don't get Giannis, is there any free agent splash they can make?
You talk about a buyout guy?
Maybe. Like that would work for the Knicks to where they say.
Well, he's got to make under $12 million.
Okay.
Because we're at the first apron.
We're at the first apron, right?
You know who's under the first apron?
Is it a team that you would never think?
It's fucking Oklahoma City.
Oh my god!
So if LeBron got bought out, he could potentially go to OKC because they're under the first apron.
Why couldn't Leon Rose just go to Sam Presti's school and just learn, bro? Yeah, bro, you understand how better we'd be if we would have had Sam Presti?
Don't get me started.
Yeah. Because I know you used to be one of those guys that was like, yo, why don't we just follow his algorithm?
Like, do what he's doing.
Sam Presti, bro, I give so much respect to that dude, honestly. Like, I if I could have a conversation with him, I so would ask him, like, what goes in, like, what, like, when you traded Paul George, like, what went through your mind? What?
I'm going to flee. You know what happened? They demanded a trade. He had all the leverage, and he used it all.
He fleeced.
And nobody thought that SGA was going to be SGA. They thought SGA is a backup at that point.
That's why I said I would want to have that conversation with him. I would.
He didn't know either. He even admits it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in that moment, you as Sam Presti, when you looked at that trade and you spoke to everybody else in that front office, what was your mindset and what made you say, let's go? Was it because of Paul George and the contract that he was on, or did you?
It was the 5 picks.
The picks were beautiful.
Right.
I'm telling you, the Clippers have not survived.
It was the 5 picks. It was, and again, some of those picks have been not good, but the SGA was the biggest return on that. And he designed every other one of his trades after that.
And he fucking robbed us because we could have had Jalen Williams if they would have drafted right, bro.
Right, but well, the thing is with the Knicks, though, they wouldn't have got Brunson if they had Jalen.
Yeah, but bro,
you get, you know what I'm saying?
See,
So
yeah,
that's
no,
why on that one I'm not like too crazy because we wouldn't have got Brunson. We could have got Duran too.
Yeah.
But we had to give him up. The year they should have tanked was the Fournier year.
Yes, I agree with that.
They should have sat Randall. They should have sat everybody, tanked out, let IQ and Obi Top and all those guys play, and they could have got the 6th, 7th, 8th pick in the draft. And we're talking about having like Jaden Ivey on this team right now, or like Benedict Mathurin.
Jaden Ivey just got traded today to Chicago.
Correct.
Keep in mind when the dude got traded.
And he's been up and down, but he's been a piece.
He's been a piece. That's why I'm shocked Detroit even moved him.
Yeah.
Just like I'm like, yo. I looked at that trade. I was like, wait, did Detroit just move Jaden? He's not playing that bad. But
bro, I'm at the 2-hour mark. I think I'm cooked. You got anything else for us?
Man, listen, continue. Hope tomorrow should be a good game. They seem to always play well when they play Denver. Now you have a Jokic. I think Jokic, they said he's coming off of an injury. I think he played today, but I think they said he was kind of getting himself back in because he was dealing with a small injury. So you're gonna have Jokic. You're gonna have obviously, I hope those two aren't Braves fans because God bless them.
It's JoJo.
Nah. Yeah, tomorrow should be a heck of a game, and I'm excited. So, great win. Need to take care of business in Washington. That's what they did.
Oh, yo, we're rested. All our starters are rested. Nobody played more than like 25 minutes, so we're good to go tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for tomorrow. I think
and don't be surprised if a trade happens overnight tonight for the Knicks.
I agree.
That's what I'll say.
I agree. But
with that said,
I agree.
Appreciate everybody. Yo, Garden City Media. I always say sports. Garden City Media on YouTube. Like, subscribe at Top Bunk Sports across all platforms. Like, subscribe. You already know. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Mets. Good night, everybody.
Okay.
All right, brother.